The dataset that you will be using throughout this tutorial comes from the Palmer Penguins R package. This dataset and the images that you see sprinkled throughout the tutorial were created by Allison Horst and features data from penguins. This data was collected by researchers at the Palmer Long-Term Ecological Research Station in Antarctica. There are 3 different penguin species collected from 3 islands in the Palmer archipelago. What kind of data is included in this data set? If we look at the variables, we have species, which denotes the species name for each penguin. There's island, which denotes the name of the island that each penguin lived on. Bill length, millimeters, denotes the length of the penguin's bill in millimeters. And bill depth, millimeters, denotes the depth of the penguin's bill in millimeters. I've included an image to help clarify the difference between bill depth and bill length. The bill depth refers to the depth in millimeters of the penguin's bill if looking at its side profile. The bill length refers to the length in millimeters of the bill from the front of the bill to where it meets the head. In the variables, we also have flipper length, which refers to the length of the penguin's flipper in millimeters, and we have body mass, G, which refers to the mass of the penguin in grams. Finally, we have the penguin sex denoted as either male or female, and we have the year that the data was collected. Before we start with any machine learning, it's important to get a sense of the data you're working with. In the load data code chunk, we can load the data from the Palmer Penguins R package. Then we can examine the data using functions from the skimmer R package to show more information about our categorical and numeric variables. The next important step, for the sake of simplicity, is to remove any penguins with missing data. While you can run permutation tests to estimate missing data, here we will just remove the missing data. The final step in this code chunk is to get a correlation table of the numeric variables. This is helpful in determining what variables might be useful to examine in the context of a machine learning model. For example, flipper length and body mass are highly correlated. This makes sense, since the bigger the flippers are, the heavier the penguin is likely to be. Okay, now that we've loaded the data and examined it a little bit, let's create some visualizations. The first plot you'll make is the frequency of body masses across penguin species. You can see that Gen 2 penguins tend to be heavier than Adelie and chinstrap penguins. Next, you'll make a plot that compares bill length to bill depth across penguin species. While these 2 variables are slightly negatively correlated when collapsing across species, we can see here that they're actually slightly positively correlated within each species. Let's also plot body mass compared to flipper length. Similar to the body mass distribution frequency plot we just made, you can see a clear separation of the data for Gen 2 penguins in particular. Finally, and this is just a fun plot to make, let's combine all of these variables and see how they compare across species. You can do this by creating a radar plot. This gives us a sense of how each of these species compare to each other on these 4 numerical variables. Okay, so now that we've examined and visualized the data we're working with, let's outline how we can use machine learning to analyze this data. In the context of psychology, a common area of investigation is determining differences between individuals. We often care about what makes an intervention or cognitive strategy more effective for some individuals versus others. Machine learning can be particularly useful when we want to group data or compare groups, because we can reveal underlying structures or similarities that may not be apparent to human readers. In the Palmer Penguins dataset, we can use the 4 data points for each penguin, including bill length, bill depth, flipper length, and body mass, as well as their species grouping, Gen 2, Adelie, and chinstrap, to develop a model that can be applied to new data. This would be a supervised machine learning approach. We can also see how well a model can classify penguin data into species groups when we don't tell the model in advance the species groupings, using an unsupervised machine learning approach.